everybody, and welcome to Four Stars Chicago Sports. This is your Sunday kickoff show. We are going to give you the X's and O's. We got DeAndre Swift out. How does that affect the Bears? We got Joe Flacco in. How does that affect the Bears? Find out right after this.
Windy City banners rocking 4 stars aligned. Dynasty dreams rise, Bulls in their prime. Cubs curse shattered, the victory divine. Fields be running, clock ticking on my timeline. Shot-town heroes, legends never fade. Black Hawks flying, cutting ice with the blade. White Sox diamonds, the Southside parade. 4 stars shine bright, legacies they made. Mike with the crown, air rain, no dispute. Sweetness in the backfield, Walter in pursuit. Bear down Sunday's midfield, battles cute. Chicago.
Hello again, everybody, and the Bears are in the Queen City, and we're going to break this down because we had some changes. On Wednesday, we just weren't sure what direction we were going to happen. They said Flacco couldn't lift his arm, and now all of a sudden he's starting, probably heavy doped up. Can the Bears get pressure and knock him out of this game? God knows I want to see Jake Browning in this ball game. How we doing this morning, Jason, Brandon? How we rocking, boys?
Hey, I'm doing great. I mean, any Bears Sunday is a good day, right? I'm feeling good about the game, but I'm also, I have some trepidations. We'll go over it all here in a minute. Brandon, how about you, buddy?
I'm doing good. This one's worried me for a while, guys. I honestly started to worry about this game a little more than the Ravens game as of a couple of weeks ago when they did make that trade, that Joe Flacco trade. It's just terrifying. This team is so loaded with talent, Sean. You just really got to get these guys the ball. Joe Flacco was even heard on a hot mic saying that, like, I don't know. I don't think he was trying to dog on Browning at all, but he was like, I don't understand. You just got to throw this guy the ball every play, pointing to Jamar Chase. I don't know how this offense, with as much talent as they have, even needed a Joe Flacco in order to operate. But I mean, like I said, you just got to get these guys the ball. They're a problem. I mean, we've got some pretty good yak on our team, but these guys are worse. They're worse. These guys are a big problem.
Coming into this matchup, I just say this, and I just know this, because he does it to everyone. Jamar Chase is going to get his. I mean, that's just a fact. That's a fact of a weekly NFL.
And Chase Brown has greatly improved the last 2 weeks.
He has, but you know what? I'm not too concerned about Chase Brown. The Bears, for all intents and purposes, last week, they bottled up Derrick Henry. I know he's a little bit more of an elusive runner, but the Bears need to stay to some gap discipline today, slow down the run, and try and just get some pressure in there and take Flacco out of this game. I honestly believe Flacco's one good hit away from being out of this ball game today, period. End of story. Based on some of the reports this week. I mean, again, on Wednesday, they were saying he couldn't lift his shoulder. He barely practiced all week. I'm sure they have him heavily drugged up with cortisone to get him out there today. So, I mean, if Jake Browning comes in, I think the Bears are going to destroy this team. Absolutely maul this team. What do you think, Jay?
I'll tell you what, the arm thing, really got me thinking. I don't know exactly what hit. It's a rotator cuff or just the shoulder or whatever, but I had an issue when I was playing AC joint. When I was playing softball out in the outfield, I would like pinch a nerve if I really just launched the ball back into the infield, and a couple of times the ball would go flying because the pain, as soon as you start throwing the ball forward, it was just so bad. Now, I'm hoping that if that's the case, if he has some type of, issue like that, where maybe it's going to affect the deep ball a lot, or maybe some of those really fast, short passes, he's got to get in. If it doesn't, I mean, we could be in for trouble here, but you guys are right. I mean, Jamar Chase is Jamar Chase. You can only contain him. I don't know if you can really actually stop him. I'd have a lot more confidence if we had Jalen Johnson out there, but I will say this, and Brandon and I were talking about it in the pre-show here, if you can hold him to like 90 yards and a touchdown, that's a win. That is a win. You just can't let him get, 3 touchdowns, 200 yards. You just can't let him go off. You just got to hold him.
Yeah, I think what's important that Tyreek Stevenson is back for this game, because before I even dive into that stuff, I'd stay on the Joe Flacco thing, man. I mean, he's a very immobile quarterback. He's a statue back there. So this is a game in which the Bears will need to exploit a pass rush. It hasn't been good, guys. So Joe Flacco worries me just as much as the next guy. Jake Browning worries me just as much as the next guy. I mean, as long as these quarterbacks have time to sit back and throw the ball, as you saw with Tyler Huntley, they look pretty efficient. The guy had 4 incompletions. He had 4 incompletions against the Bears. I mean, he didn't throw the ball very much, but when he did, he was very effective. And I don't think it's because Tyler Huntley's a super accurate or good quarterback. I think it's because he just had the time to do it. And I think
You're right. We got to get home.
Any guy who gets drafted to the NFL is good enough to make a pass, man. So you've got to. And I think I'm going to say this, guys, without any merit to it. I think Austin Booker could be potentially the most important player of today's game. If he comes in and provides the thing that you haven't had all season against a quarterback that is not known for getting out of the pocket or extending plays, that could be the difference.
I think Brandon just froze on us there.
The silence got him?
Yeah, the silence got you, Brandon. We lost you. Yeah, and I'll be perfectly honest, to get off what Brandon's saying here. I agree 100%. Yep. Austin Booker could be a huge part of this ball game. But I'm going to throw one guy up there that I think obviously has to be the man today, because we haven't got there yet. But it's got to be a Kyle Monangai day. He's
got to show up. This is his day. If you want to prove what you can do, number one guy's out. It's your time.
Yeah, and you know what? Even if he can't, and we've talked about this, Jay, we've talked about this on many shows throughout the years, or throughout the weeks, excuse me, that the defense has picked these Bears up during that 4-game winning streak where the offense was trying to figure it out. You know, they had those 15 takeaways, setting them up in good field position. This just might be a game where Caleb Williams finally has to carry the Bears to victory. And you're talking about going up against a defense that's giving up 479 total yards per contest, almost 260 yards per game, 31st in DVOA, in net yards per play, 29th overall in DVOA. They're bottom 5 in every statistical category. Now, if I say this statement, and say, and I want the chat to react too, guys, please. What's up, Camel Toe? I haven't seen you for a while, buddy.
Yeah,
Glad to see you back in the house, brother. If I say this, I mean this wholeheartedly. I know this is a team in a game that the Bears should win. But let me ask you this.
I'm back.
You're back. Oh, Brandon, you're back. So this is perfect, because I wanted to ask you guys this. I'm going to lay this out. Is it more important now? Again, Brandon, you were out, so I will say this is a game the Bears should win based on the defensive numbers of the Cincinnati. What's more important to you, though? Say the Bears losing 38-34 and Caleb Williams looks outstanding, or the Bears winning this game and we're walking away like, Caleb Williams was okay.
Go ahead, Brandon. You take it off.
I mean, if the Bears win and Caleb's okay, I'd prefer that. If Caleb's bad and the Bears win, Sean, yeah, that is more grim than rejoice. I think following. Listen. Obviously, we're starting to see as this season's gone on, we didn't have the expectations of playoffs. We didn't have the expectations of Super Bowl. The Bears have kind of opened a door at 4-3. People are starting to look towards that a little more, but I don't want to lose sight of what's most important here, guys, is you got to know if you have a quarterback. And then a problem we're all familiar with here in this city, man, is if you don't, if you're starting to see what you just said, Sean, like he comes out and he plays poorly today, but you win anyways, your playoff hopes are still alive. How many games do you want to win if you've got a quarterback problem again?
Yeah.
Are we back to tanking? Are we back to needing a first-round pick, man? I mean, is Ben Johnson going to find a second-round quarterback that he can cater to? Is Bagent the answer? The real question becomes, if Caleb Williams isn't the answer, what's next for the Bears? Are you looking for a guy in the draft? And if that's the case, do we want a playoff season? I don't know. If the Bears have a quarterback problem, guys, this season is a wash, regardless of what occurs, man. Playoffs.
Yeah, no, you're right. If you don't have a quarterback, you really don't have a team. I mean, you kind of need one to win. I know there's been a couple of teams that haven't had the greatest quarterback in the world and won a Super Bowl, but
they were really good defensive teams.
Right, they had
really
number one defenses, historically number one defense. I want to kind of jump back to what you were saying before the silence got you there, Brandon. Is I think you're right, because Sean, you mentioned it too. Getting home to the quarterback is big, and we need improvement on that. I think we can all agree with that. And you might be right. Austin Booker, if he can continue what he was doing in the preseason this year and last year.
He looks great in practice, they said. Dennis Allen said he looks great. That's the word he used.
You might be right. He might be one of the key factors of the game. If he can get pressure, hey, just 1 or 2 sacks. It seems like Montez Sweat is slowly but surely starting to come along and get pressure. He almost had a strip sack fumble recovery last week But it actually, I think the ball got knocked out of bounds, so it wasn't really a forced fumble there. But you hope he continues. Deo, it's just really kind of been non-existent. So and Shamar Turner's hurt, right? So he was our other edge that was doing kind of well and getting pressure.
Dominic Robinson's hurt.
He's hurt. He's out. So you're right. I mean, that's a big guy that we're going to need to count on today. Is the
and Jay, I can't help but think back to the last time the Bears played this guy. He was on a different team in the Cleveland Browns, but they were able to get. They lost the game, but he threw 3 interceptions.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, it's a defense that takes the ball away. We took the ball away the last time we played Joe Flacco, but we were able to generate some pressure against him. It's going to be important in this game. Sean, I did want to say this too, and alluding to, you said you're like Chase Brown is not your biggest concern, and he shouldn't be because the guys on the outside are much more lethal than he is. But if I had to compare Chase Brown to a running back from the team we played last week in the Ravens, it would be a Keaton Mitchell or more of a just. I wouldn't. The Derrick Henrys might not concern you so much because the Bears have actually been pretty good at holding it down up the middle. But
what's up, Dante?
They put Keaton Mitchell in the game last week, and it showed that his speed was far too much, and the Bears could not set the edge against this guy. Now Tyreek Stevenson's back; that's a big difference. He can't set the edge, but if Chase Brown gets in open space and Flacco's able to find him, he concerns the hell out of me.
Well, you can use some of those pitches and try outside. I think a little bit of that, having Gardner Johnson, having Stevenson back, could be a little bit more contained personally. But when I did my preview, guys, my 2 key matchups for this was the Bears passing game versus that porous Bengals secondary, and my other one was the Bengals run game versus the Bears front 7. Because I do agree with you, Brandon. I would like them to isolate and make them one-dimensional, take Chase Brown out of this football game, establish a little tempo, help control the tempo, and see if they can isolate a little bit more on Jamar Chase, by eliminating Chase Brown out of this football game. So
what's up?
And how about we score some touchdowns in the red zone?
What's up, Dante? What's up?
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting, man. It's going to be very interesting today because when you look at that, Jay, and say, man, the Bears have to punch this ball in the end zone, and they definitely do. The Bengals with Flacco, if he stays in place for 4 quarters, they're going to put up points. So the Bears can't settle for these field goals today. To your point, Jay, they have to
script. Johnson has shown he can script 1 or 2 or 3 opening drives, and he can get the ball downfield. And Caleb has shown that he could follow the script and take the ball down the field. We just can't. We haven't shown that we can score like a touchdown in the red zone. It's so infuriating because you're watching it as a fan. Oh man, we're driving. Last week we take up the whole first quarter, which is literally what your game plan should be against a team like that. And then you put field goal.
And I think what's important this week, because Sean, me and you have gone back and forth. Jay, we don't do too many shows together about this draft class, and we've credited to Ryan Poles a little bit in its failures, and we've credited to Ben Johnson a little bit in its successes. And you've got a 7th round pick starting at running back against a really bad defense, and you've got a tight end who you drafted in the top 10, guys, a top 10 pick who's going against the worst defense in the NFL against the position.
Oh, yeah.
This needs to be. I'm not saying like, this could be. The numbers are in his favor. This needs to be a Colston Loveland football game.
And
I mean, like 6 catches, 70 to 80 yards, and a touchdown. This needs to be
both of them.
He needs to show the world that Tyler Warren is not the only good tight end to come out of this draft.
Both tight ends need to be utilized, and we had mentioned that last show.
Is Komet playing? Is he playing?
The injury report came out, and Komet did not have a designation.
Correct.
So you see Burden, Johnson, Robinson.
Yeah, that's huge too. Getting those 2 guys on the field together. They haven't been healthy together. Yeah, obviously they were healthy week 1, but it was Loveland's first game as a pro. I want to see these 2 guys together, healthy, in a system that's moving the ball. I want to see them finally exploit defenses, man. And I mean, even good defenses, and showing the world that, hey, we wanted to say to having these 2 guys, this was our message, having these 2 guys presents a challenge that nobody can defend. I want to see the results of that because that was supposed to be.
I'm glad you brought this up because we had mentioned on Wednesday's show about the tight ends and the usage. You have these 2 big tight ends that have really good hands, right?
And run routes.
In the red zone, why are you using effectively?
Them? They run routes. Yeah, I know. Did you guys notice last week when they didn't have Cole Kmet? I didn't go back and rewatch the game. I should have, so I could have counted this. Multiple times in the red zone, Loveland came off the field.
Yeah, well,
I don't understand that approach. Ben Johnson's
he's big. He's one of the bigger guys in the that's the guy you want in the end zone throwing the ball to.
You can probably throw a corner fade to him, let him just get up over the top of somebody.
Yeah.
Smythe was in there in the red zone that led me to believe they were drawing up some running plays, but then they gave Caleb the ball anyway. So yeah, I think this is a game. Like I said, Kyle went over it, Sean, like you said on Wednesday. I mean, tight ends have destroyed this football team.
Yeah.
You cannot play a team that has a weakness, the greatest weakness in the league,
and against something.
Yes, you can't.
Yeah.
You cannot do that. Ben Johnson's scheme, this game plan needs to be heavy dependent on tight ends today. Caleb Williams can get some security in the center of the field there anyways. You know, Caleb's been a little inaccurate outside the numbers. Get Colston Loveland involved in this football game and show the world, Ben, so they can shut up. Shut everybody up today.
Yeah.
Put Colston Loveland on the stage, put the spotlight on him and tell everybody that's why I drafted him, guys. You can shut up. That's what I would like to say if I'm Ben Johnson when the game's over.
Yeah, Mike Ross, I just wanted to answer your question. We talked about Booker earlier. He is playing. His snap count, I don't know if he's going to be limited.
I imagine not. He's been healthy for weeks.
I think that he's only going to be used on passing downs today.
Guys, do they have a choice?
What I read.
Do they have a choice?
Late.
Like they may not. I mean,
do they have a choice?
Second and long, third downs.
They're depleted. I think this guy's got to play out of necessity, guys.
And we're gonna find out.
Chris Williams went down. Dominic Robinson went down. Shamar Turner went down. I mean, there's guys nursing injuries that are going to be playing in this football game.
Yeah, I think you only have like 3 DEs playing right now.
I think Booker's healthy, and I think he might be the only one that is. Like I would be surprised if by necessity you didn't see a lot of Austin Booker today.
Yeah.
He's fresh, man. He's fresh. He's the only guy in the field that is.
And for those who didn't hear, Britton Brown was brought up to the active roster today. He will be Travis Homer, Britton Brown, and Mr. Kyle Manungai will be your 3 runners out of the backfield, and that to me does not sound very sexy.
Offensive line better be opening up holes.
Yeah, the offensive line better be active. And you know what? Hey, I fired up Kyle Manungai against one Christopher Goman today, if he's still listening there in the audience. So I'm hoping for Kyle Manungai to give me, I don't know, let's see, 20 carries for 100 yards, maybe 4 receptions for another 30, throw a touchdown in there. Give me a nice 25
point Bijan Robinson performance. That's all out of our 7th round draft pick. Yeah.
If there was
I'm hoping he breaks the record for a 7th round starter as a rookie, and that's all. That's not a lot.
Here's the deal.
I'm hoping for a lot.
Here, guys. If there was,
he gets 100 rushing yards and a touchdown. That's great. That's great.
If he gets 100 rushing yards and a touchdown and 4 catches for whatever yards, that's got to be like the best performance a 7th rounder ever had in his first start in the history of the sport.
Well, he had 80 against Washington.
Sean, I'm going to tell you this. I think Kyle Manungai is going to have a good game. I think he's a sneaky player this week in fantasy. I think if you're not a Bears fan, you're probably not even considering starting this guy. But for a person who has been watching him the time that he's been given, I think he's going to be okay. Now, I don't think he's going to show you that like he's the full-time starter moving forward for the Bears' future. I think that can be the Adrian Peterson that played on this Bears team. I don't know if you guys remember him.
I got a 14-point guru out of him right now, which they're telling me means 100 yards and a touchdown.
I think he can. I think he can. Listen, I've made a bet on him on FanDuel. I think I did running, receiving over 70 yards.
Yeah,
I think he can certainly hit that number. I made some Bears bets this week, guys, playing this defense. I had Colston Loveland as an anytime touchdown scorer and over 60 yards receiving.
I'll give for the audience.
I'm really hanging it on the Bears this week on my bets.
Jason will really like this one, but you talk about a team as bad against the tight end as the Cincinnati Bengals. It is the Pittsburgh Steelers who get one Tyler Warren today. I did hammer his over.
Yeah, he's number 1 this week in fantasy.
Yeah, and his over was 50 yards. I'm like,
hey, Sean, you know who's number 3?
Steelers are giving up 90 yards a week to tight ends.
Dude, I have him and Brock Bowers on the same team, so I want to get back to playing both of them at the same time.
Bowers isn't even in the top 10 for just this week. But you know who's number 3, Sean?
Who?
Kyle Pitts.
Oh boy,
I wouldn't put a penny on Kyle Pitts to do anything.
I have him in fantasy, man, and he's been good. I think he's
this
taking
year.
care of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been all right. He's averaging probably like 12 to 13 points a week.
Yeah, so going into this, getting back into this, before we put a bow on this, we don't want to take up people's time too much here on this Saturday. And I got a little special video that was put together by one Walter Payton's son, Jarrett, in honor of his passing, which was 26 years ago yesterday. We lost the great one, Wally P. Legends never die, heroes never fade. So we'll get to that on our way out the door today. He put it together out of photos from his family's history, which I thought was really cool. I reached out to him to see if I could use it. He didn't get back to me. So if we get dinged, we'll just take it off the end. That's why I'm saving it for the end.
But we're giving him credit. It's not like, we're not making $1 million off of it.
No, this was
nobody would ever steal from royalty, right?
Right. And this was 100% created by him. He put it out on his website yesterday. And he did leave it out there for people to rip. So I'm hoping that, he doesn't mind, and neither does YouTube when we play this here in a couple of minutes. But nonetheless, on the way out the door here, give me your guys' final thoughts on this ball game. Let's go around the horn. Who wants to start, boys?
I'll start. I'm thinking this is going to be a high-scoring affair. My biggest worry, like I'm sure your guys' is as well, is Cincinnati going to score a lot of points as well? So I think and hope and pray and believe this is a get-right game for Caleb and the Bears as a whole on all three sides, because really, honestly, special teams didn't do that great last week either. So I'm going to say Bears win 38-28. And we need CJ Gardner to show up. We need, like Brandon just said, we need Austin Booker to show up. Sean, like you said, we need Kyle Manungai to show up. We need everybody to actually play today. None of that shit from last week. Get your head out of your ass and play some football.
Ooh. And Phil chimed in 31-20 Bears, book it. We got you, Phil.
Brandon, what about you, buddy?
Well, somebody just said in the chat there, "Don't bet with your heart," but I'm gonna, guys, and I mean this. If Austin Booker makes an impact on this football game, I like the Bears 30-24. If he doesn't,
what's your prediction for him? Sack total? Do you think he gets the sack?
If he doesn't, the Bears lose this game. If Austin Booker does not make an impact, yes, I do. I think he'll have a sack today. Yeah, I think Austin Booker is going to be an animal today. I listen.
He's been healthy.
You guys know me. When you do the ifs and the like, oh, Dexter takes a big step and this guy Dio is better than the guy he was in Indy, and I don't do that. I'd never bank the. That's why I told you guys this Bears defensive line on paper was one of the worst in the league before the season started. The Booker thing was the one thing that I truly believed was most likely to occur, and I still do. And the fact that Dennis Allen said he looks excellent in practice means that this guy's getting after it. I do think that he has an impact on this football game. He's a fast, powerful runner. Joe Flacco's a slow guy. I think it's the best time for him to come back to the Bears, back to the field, because this is a statue of a quarterback. But yeah, I like the game. Sean, I'll say, or Jay, I should say, I'll say a sack and a half.
So yeah, I was about to ask you, like, if you were on FanDuel and they said a sack and a half, is the over under? Are you taking the under or over?
I'll take the spot on. I can't go 2 sacks, but yeah. I'll say that he at least makes a major impact on this.
So you know what? To speak to that real quick, Sean, then I'll let you get your final thoughts here. But maybe that's what this defensive line needs, is just one guy to start. I don't want to say being a game wrecker, but hey, maybe he's going to get some double teams thrown at him. Now the middle of the line can actually start getting some penetration, or maybe the other side of the line. I don't think we have anybody on this line right now that can do that. So they just man up on every guy, and then that's it.
And I think what you're implying is one guy who can win in a one-on-one.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
One guy who can beat a one-on-one. Yes. We're not playing the best tackles in football. You need a guy who can do that. I like Mims; he's a good player, but you need a guy who can draw the attention, like you said. And the only way you're going to do that is getting a double team. If you're Austin Booker, is if you're consistently beating a one-on-one.
That's the only way mid the game to address that, is to throw another guy at him and double team him, because you don't have time to game plan. So the easiest way to do it is throw another guy, which opens it up for everybody else on the line. So, man, I'm Brandon, you got me all excited for this Austin Booker matchup here
I've
today.
been excited to watch him, man. Me and Dustin have talked for lengths at a time, hours, man. I'm really excited to watch this kid have it. And Sean has related a lot to Pole's draft picks. This one needs to make a difference, man. He
Yeah,
does.
He does.
It's
Hey,
another
and no
guy
one
you
wants a
traded up
Jayhawk
for.
to succeed more than this guy right freaking here. So let's go Austin Booker.
Yeah.
Now, he was a Golden Gopher too. Let's not get that twisted. But, for me, both teams, the Bears and Bengals, looking to bounce back after a tough losses last week. Obviously, the Jets coming back in the fourth quarter. Justin Fields leading that 14-point comeback, come from behind victory in Cincinnati. For me today, Jay touched on it a little bit earlier. Quarterback play and red zone efficiency for me is going to be pivotal for Chicago as they take on this just vulnerable Cincinnati defense. The Bears have shown at times that they can be a complete team. And I do like Chicago as the slight road favorite. I think they have a little bit more balance on offense and a little bit more defensively disciplined coming into this game. So I am taking the Bears, even though Cincinnati has the home field advantage. I know this is a second week in a row where the Bengals are desperate, trying to stay alive for any kind of playoff hope that they have. But I think and I believe the Bears shut the door on that today. Both offenses have plenty of firepower, but I'm an analytics guy, and analytics favors Chicago here. Even with Joe Flacco starting, I expect it to be a shootout. I had 31-28. I'm going to up that just a tad. I'm going to say 34-31 Chicago because I do feel as though Jamar Chase will go nuts against the secondary, and the Bears will have trouble figuring out ways to stop him today.
I want to ask you guys a question, too. I want you to project something else for me. Breece Hall carried the Jets back in that football game, and he destroyed that defense. What do you think Kyle Monangai's stats are? I want to know. What do you project for Kyle Monangai?
You hope for that 100 or more and a touchdown or more. The problem is I don't know if he's big enough to punch it through that line in the red zone. I think that's one big knock on him. But he hits the hard hole, so he might break off a couple of big runs today. So I'm going to go with that 101 mark. That would be my benchmark.
Over 100, okay. Sean?
Jay, I am right there with you. I actually wrote this down in my notes for a prediction. I have a big day out of him today. I have him for a $105, one rushing touchdown. Actually, no, excuse me, not the rushing touchdown. I have him for a $105 on the ground. I have him for 37 receiving yards and a receiving touchdown out of the backfield, 143 total yards and a tutty. And the Bears will hopefully ride him in the second half to a victory.
That would be awesome.
What are your thoughts, Brandon? What do you got from Monangai?
Rushing, I have him at I give him 65, but I don't think he carries the ball too much. I'm going to give him maybe 11 carries. I think they do get Britton Brown in this football game. That's just what Ben Johnson does. It's always a two-man show. I think, Sean, that he does. I think he catches 4 passes. I think that he catches probably around 40 yards. And I think he does. I think he does good. Actually, you know what, man? I'm gonna say he doesn't get in the end zone because I'm Colston Loveland's getting in the end zone today. That's it.
I mean, you hope everybody gets in the end zone
getting
today,
a fucking touchdown today. That's what's gonna happen today. Colston Loveland's getting his. But yeah, that doesn't mean that Monangai won't. Monangai could still get in the end zone.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I'll tell you, man. If they can't be efficient in the red zone against this team today, we got a lot to talk about tomorrow, boys.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that.
Agreed.
If there's one team that you should be able to score on, it's this one.
Yes.
If two things, if Caleb's just missing throws, then we're gonna. I mean, we got the conversation's now going in the other direction.
Well, in two, Brandon, we didn't even touch on this, and I've slapped myself in the face for it. Trey Hendrickson is out today. I mean, this defense sucks, and their superstar isn't there.
And Shamar Stewart is not really. We called him the biggest potential bust in the draft. You remember that?
We got the better Shamar.
Here at Four Stars, we declared that he was the most potential bust player in the draft, and this guy does not look good to me, man. So this is a big day for Caleb, man. I mean, obviously he knows this after what happened the last couple of weeks. He has got to get this thing right, man.
Hey,
I think
Mike,
Ben Johnson knows it too. I wouldn't be surprised if Ben Johnson runs the score up today. If they can score today, I see him just keep scoring because, man, we got to show the league and everybody else that, yes, this is not a fluke. We can score touchdowns.
Mike just threw out his prediction, or he just threw out a statement. And for you, Mike, I give you
You suck. You suck.
Sorry, buddy. We respect your opinion, but
you suck.
Sorry, pal.
Go bang and even if go Bengals, you better be from Cincinnati, man.
You gotta be from Cincinnati.
Who roots for the Bengals, man?
Well, boys, you heard it here first. We will be back next Sunday to preview the Bears as they return home to take on the New York Football Giants. We will also be on tomorrow to review, hopefully, a Bears victory Monday and what exactly happened on the football field in the Queen City. But before we go, as promised, here's 40 seconds from Jared Payton.
The king doesn't solve these doors. Let it all work out. 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 Let it all work out.
Like we said, man, legends never die. Rest in peace, Walter. We love you, bro. He's definitely my sports hero. I could tell you that.
Oh,
I
God,
don't,
yeah.
Somebody posted today, what Bears legend would you revive? Would you put back on this current team? And I just heard, there's no other answer. Oh, I thought I was like,
answer.
I thought like Brian Urlacher maybe because I think you're hurting there. Devin Hester, your return game's weak, and then I was like, man, we need a running back. And
Yeah, we do.
This dude would just be shredding the NFL.
The running back.
The running back, the only one. And in honor of his return to the football field, on our way out the door.
Anything you want to get out there before we wrap up?
Shit, fuck Green Bay.
All right.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Let's go. That a boy.
We love you, Austin. I hope he has 5 sacks today. Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Hey, boys and girls, thank you guys all. Melon, Mike, Phil, Eagles fan Mike, my brother Dave,
Gomer,
Christopher Goman, T. We got Lions fans checking in. Phil, our boy, Bears fan Phil.
AC Adam, thanks for popping in.
AC. Thank you guys all for spending a little pregame talk with us.
Thanks,
Bear
guys.
down, everybody. Enjoy your Sunday. Don't forget, 325, Bills, Chiefs should be another classic at 325, baby. Until we see you tomorrow, stay safe out there, everybody, and bear down.
Bear down.